Hello, everyone. This is Tracy DeMario, and I am the Scented Bliss Superstar Director. I appreciate you guys all tuning in. I hope you guys are going to find this to be very helpful. We recently had our local meeting, and as promised, I told you we would record the training portion of this. You will also find that we are going to be uploading a separate video on the other two components that we trained on, so watch for that to be shared as well. This is just going to be specifically the training portion that I trained on, which was regarding increasing your sales. So we're going to go through some things today or this evening, depending on when you're watching it, that hopefully is going to give you some insight on some things you can either, maybe you have been doing them, maybe you haven't been doing them, maybe there was a time in your business where you did, and maybe you've been slacking off. Whatever the case might be, the point of this is that you're going to get off this training call and get busy and see some success in your business over the next months to come. So with that, we're going to move forward. And if you have questions at the end of this training, feel free to post them in the comments of this recording that I'm going to have up on the group page, and I'll be happy to address those as well. The first thing that I want to talk about is if you have not had the opportunity to read any of Mary Christensen's books, she happens to be one that I find very easy to read and to follow. And she has several books available. I've purchased all of mine on Amazon, but one of the very first books that I ever purchased was my first month into the business. And I found it to be my best tool when I joined. And this is one of her more recent ones. So again, I highly recommend you diving in. I like to have the hard copy books so I can highlight them. I still to this day go back and reference them and use them a lot, both in training and just when I need some reminders or kind of that extra boost. So again, you can do the Kindle versions. You can even go to the library if purchasing them is not an option, although I think they frown on highlighting them. So you might want to make the investment. They average around $10 a piece for the paperback versions, but I highly recommend you invest in these, whether you're a brand new consultant or you've been around a while. I think you will find them to be extremely beneficial, and of course, because they're being used for business, they are considered a tax write-off. So as we move right along, one of the first things we always talk about, and again, this is going to relate to all of you, is branding. So when we talk about branding, and some of you guys might be rolling your eyes, but I need you to stay with me throughout all of this. Don't turn off this recording. Do not stop. We're not done yet. Hear me out. I want you to sincerely ask yourself, when you're out and about on your day off or whatever you might do, running your errands, do people see you and know you as the Scentsy Lady? If you look to this lady here on the right, you're going to see this gal wearing a dress, carrying a purse made out of her Scentsy business cards. Now, this lady has got some serious Scentsy spirit. And you can't tell me that when she comes and she goes, that people don't know that she is the Scentsy Lady. So, my question to you is, when people see you coming and going, do they know you are the Scentsy Lady or the Scentsy Man? Now, I know there might be times when it's not appropriate for you maybe to wear a business card dress, and I certainly can understand that. However, regardless of where you may be, I bet you probably can carry around a cup that has a Scentsy logo on it. You probably could be seen at a ballpark sitting in a chair that has a Scentsy logo on the back of it. You probably could go to the grocery store after work carrying around a tote bag or even a purse that has the Scentsy logo on it. And I know you Scentsy Man have found many ways to get creative. I've seen some of them, and how you guys can do your branding your own unique way, and you guys make it happen. So again, regardless if you've been in for a long period of time or you're a new consultant, branding truly makes an impact on your business, and that is going to increase your sales. Now, I had a very hard time finding a picture of myself without a Scentsy shirt on. If you look to the picture on the left, and some of you don't know me yet, and so you probably can't pick me out, but I happen to be the gal on the far left in the white coat with the big gigantic 80s hair, because this was literally my senior ski trip there. And I had to almost go back to my senior ski trip to find a picture of me back in 1988 without wearing Scentsy shirt. Okay, now you guys know I'm exaggerating because Scentsy didn't exist until 2004. But my point of the story is, truly, anyone who knows me knows my uniform is always a Scentsy shirt, or if I'm at a ballpark or at a basketball court or a football field, I might be wearing spirit wear. However, I have something on me, around me, in my hand that shows I am the Scentsy lady. So my point of the story is, if you don't have it yet and you don't own it yet and you're not creative or daring enough to wear a business card dress, then let's get something to identify yourself as the Scentsy gal or Scentsy guy in town. And feel free to share it out on our page too. We're always looking for new and unique ideas. So, and by the way, I did see this gal at one of our reunions, and I did not have the opportunity to see how she sat for the evening. So I would have liked to kind of see that just out of curiosity, but, or maybe I wouldn't have, I'm not quite sure. So moving right along. Some different ideas on branding. I still have my Scentsy flip-flops. Those are some of my personal favorites. I order 2 pairs at a time, and they are awesome and wonderful. I get lots of compliments on those. And, you know, I have yet to find a Scentsy swimsuit anywhere. Not that I get excited about ever wearing swimsuits, but I will tell you that these beach towels are fantastic. Because when you're at the pool, you're at the beach, and, you know, summer is coming, you're going to be going to pools probably with your kids. It's fantastic to leave it on your chair, and of course have your lovely cup or mug and your tote or beach bag that says Scentsy all over it, and make sure you have your flyers with you in that tote, because you will get attention. But they're fantastic ways to, again, brand yourself when you're out and about. This happens to be American Hero, which is one of many authorized Scentsy vendors. You can get a complete list of authorized vendors in your workstation if you just search authorized vendor lists. I also have a bunch of the vendors in our Facebook group. If you look under, I have a whole bunch of groups that are linked now to our Facebook group, that we have recommended groups, so you can search them there. Or in the albums section of our group, you will also find a link of authorized Scentsy vendors. Those do change from time to time, so I can't be certain all of them are accurate in that album, but you certainly can check it out. Of course, you can go all out and get your car branded, as you see here. You just have to get that ran through compliance, but there are consultants all over the country who do this every time they get a new car. I know Carol's, who's on the right, she gets her new car every 2 years, and she always gets a new wrap done. And she certainly is known in every town that she drives through. I also like the idea of how this consultant here on the bottom right does her, this is, you know, a different type of branding, but I really like how she does her business cards on the cords of her warmers. I thought that was a really good idea. So that's just another thing I wanted to show. And I like also the t-shirts they got for some of the husbands and spouses and such. I can't, my wife has a party. I thought that was pretty cute. And that's another shirt that American Hero happens to offer. So there's lots of different ways you can brand yourself. And so let's make that happen. Okay, customer orders. Here's another one. And I commonly do this, and I've had some really good success. So if you're not doing this, I need to make sure that you guys are aware of this and you make this a habit. For example, most recently, my husband was taking our vehicle to get some tires put on. And in the process, she called me knowing we were going to be coming by and said she needed a couple of light bulbs and a 6-pack of bars. So my first response back to her was, that would be fantastic. I'll be sure to send those in with my husband. At the same time, how about I go ahead and send one of my bag parties with him, and you can go ahead and collect some additional orders to see if you get $200 in orders, so you can earn some free and half price Scentsy. And her response was, sure, go ahead and send it in. I'll see what I can do. So she came to me just with a simple order, but my response to her was, fantastic, thank you very much. How about I send you back with a bag party, try to collect some additional orders, and get post rewards. You could say a pouch party, you could say a book party, whatever you feel like. The worst thing she was going to say is no thank you. The best thing she was going to say, sure, I'll try. So anytime a customer hands you an order or calls you with an order, try to flip it into a bag party or a pouch party or a catalog party or an online party. Why not? Give them the opportunity to have a party. It could simply be that easy. Also, I wanted to be sure you guys know about gift certificates. Now, Scentsy does sell gift certificates through our workstation. You can certainly add them to any order. However, keep in mind when you do that, when customers purchase Scentsy gift certificates, of course, you're running the payment through your workstation if it's a credit card, or you're collecting cash and check or cash like you would any other time with party orders. However, until those gift certificates are redeemed, the PRV does not apply, and they can use that gift certificate with any consultant. So it's not tied back to you. So if someone at a home party says, I would like 2 $25 gift certificates, they give it to their Aunt Susie in Idaho, they get to take it to their next door neighbor who happens to be a Scentsy consultant and purchase a Stargaze warmer, and that consultant is going to get the commission on the Stargaze warmer. I don't receive the commission for that gift certificate. However, if I sell my own gift certificates, if I have some made up like this one you see here, that there are images of these gift certificates in the album on the Scented Bliss Facebook group that's called Need More Sales, as you'll see here on the right. You can print these off on cardstock. You can also go to Vistaprint and print them off on the rack cards. There's all kinds of generic ones on our album. And Vistaprint actually even has a gift certificate template and matching envelopes that you can purchase. And always use coupon codes on Vistaprint. They always have some kind of a coupon code you can get. However, gift certificates are great if you got them personalized, because then when you sell them to a customer and they're personalized from you, then the person has to come to you to make the purchase. So it stays with you and you get the commission. Now, in order to pay for these and to provide payment, you would have to run a credit card through either your Square account, PayPal account, or however you take cash and carry credit card charges. If you collect cash, you do need to be a responsible business owner and know that if you deposit that cash in your bank account and 6 months down the road, the person comes to redeem that gift certificate from you, and you spent the money at the casino over the weekend, 6 months previous when they paid for that gift certificate, and they order a Stargaze warmer, obviously you need to be responsible and order the Stargaze warmer knowing you spent that $50 they gave you for the gift certificate 6 months ago. Hopefully you're understanding that. If not, please comment in the comments of this post so we can help you understand that. But that way, you've always got the gift certificates. You're getting the sales, especially for men at Valentine's Day, Mother's Day, birthdays, holiday time. You make it known. You can post out there, contact me for gift certificates. I can help. If they're like, oh, my wife loves Scentsy, but I don't know what scents they want. Perfect. I sell gift certificates. And that way they're loyal to you. And that's another way just to get additional sales. Another thing are samples, and we talk about this a lot, but I don't think people really understand the magnitude of it. It does take some time, obviously, to get some samples together, and this middle picture is an older picture. But my point is that it's a good idea to offer samples not only in our wax, but whenever we have new products coming out or different products, we want to be sampling them to get customers realizing we are more than just warmers and wax. But samples truly do impact our business. The perfect way to do this is just simply by keeping samples on you. I like to staple them either to my product list or to the Warmer of the Month flyers, and making it a priority that I hand those out every single month Stephanie Breimer shared it, which I do this as well. I can't say I've been real consistent every month, but it's always my priority to get rid of all 50 of those warmer of the month flyers and making the scent sample, stapling it on there, and making sure those are dispersed every month. So when you're out and about, you're at the bank, you're at the grocery store, you're at the post office, you're at your PTA meeting, you're at the dentist office, wherever you may go, you're out and about. You're like, oh, do you have a Scentsy consultant that takes good care of you? Well, yeah, I used to. No, not anymore. She quit. Well, we have a new scent that just came out. Here's a flyer with a scent sample. I would love to be your Scentsy lady, your Scentsy man. Here you go, bam. And you make it a point every single month to hand out 50 samples. I assure you, you will get new customers. You're going to have people say, oh my gosh, my person quit. And that's when you say, bam, well, I would love to get your contact information to put you on my contact list for when I have my specials or my VIP group or whatever it is you're doing so that you can get their information to include them on that. You will get people. You're going to get some people that are like, oh, great, thank you. Yeah, I'll check it out or whatever. I'm telling you, samples will help your business. So get on it and make them happen. And if nothing else, they're a great reminder to people that you are the Scentsy lady. Again, my dentist knows I sell Scentsy, but at the same time, every time I go, I do the same thing. Ladies, guess what? I got new scents. The scent just came out. Here you go. Bam, 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 bam. Here's 4 different flyers that I hand out a flyer to each of the 4 ladies in the office. They got a new scent, and they're reminded that I sell scents. Fundraisers. There's lots and lots of ways to do fundraisers. We have an entire album again on fundraisers. You can also go to your training center, and there's a fantastic group that we have also linked. You go to the recommended groups that are linked on the Scented Bliss Facebook group. You will see the fundraising group. There's 2 different ones that are fantastic. There's no reason to recreate the wheel. But the simplest fundraiser is definitely the Scent Circle one. And people have earned, I mean, some have earned up to $1,200 for their local organizations with not a lot of participation. So this really is a very simple fundraiser. And fundraisers can be done for big schools, but they can simply be done for 2 different family members trying to raise funds to help pay off a medical bill, or to, you know, help someone go to Girl Scout camp, or to, you know, I mean, they don't have to be some big, huge thing. I recently did one to help raise funds for a family that was going to a disability conference. So keep in mind, it can be something that's simple and small, and yet they can make a lot of money. These 3 documents are all found in the file section of your of the Facebook group. And if you need additional information or you're not understanding how to do this, again, in the album called Fundraisers, there is actually recorded trainings that are not long, and they explain this in depth on how to do them. They're very, very simple. You can do out-of-town ones. I recently did one in Texas and in Georgia, and they didn't even want me to print off the material. They said, oh no, just attach these in an email and I'll print them off. I was like, okay, it doesn't get easier than that. And now I have customer base in both Texas and Georgia that I'm regularly doing mailings to, and I've gotten repeat orders from. So I've increased my sales and my customer base in 2 states that previously I didn't have one in. So it does work. And of course, my long-term goal is eventually to get some of them to become consultants in our team, and or worst case, future hosts. I'll take them any way I can get them. So we really need, if you haven't done these fundraisers, you need to really just get out there and challenge yourself and try it. Okay, customer mailing lists. I highly recommend, if you've not started this, start it. It doesn't have to cost a lot of money. You can do this on a budget. You know, if it's not realistic for you to send out, you know, 100 mailings every month, fine. Then if you've got 100 customers, do 10 a month, do 30 a month, whatever's reasonable for you. Just start. At some point, you want to start this, and then as your business grows, you'll be able to afford to do more. But the sooner you start it, the better. And I will tell you, if you're a newer consultant, then this is a great time to start it. Unfortunately, I did not do this early on, so my contact tab is such a disaster. I was not able to do this from what most would probably been in the simplest way. So if you are new, you probably have the luxury of using your contact tab and using the export feature. So that is something you can consider. I am going to be telling you the way I had to do it. If you've been in the business for very long, you probably also will have to go kind of what I'm going to explain now. I personally pulled my reports from 2 years, the last 2 years. This is how I decided to start. And this was the simplest way I could figure out how to do it. I did talk to my concierge with corporate and getting their input, and this is basically how they advised me to get something started, so at least I could have a starting point. So what I did is I went to my order tab on my workstation, and then I filtered by order type, starting with PWS, so people who've ordered off of my personal website. And by doing that, you can't export from the order tab. So I did have to open, and this took a lot of time initially. I had to open each individual name and order in a new window and copy and paste the information in an Excel spreadsheet that I created with their name, address, city, and zip code. So that's what I did. And then after I did the order type, I went and did this, the PWS. I then went back and did my past hosts. The same deal. I switched the order type to my hosts and entered that contact information. Again, I went back 2 years, hoping that the most of those addresses would be accurate information. So that's what I did. Then I sorted it in alpha order because, of course, I had a lot of duplicates because I have some customers that order, you know, several times a year. So that way I could remove any duplicates. I then went through any current customers that I had addresses for, you know, local customers and such, and then I entered those. Any past party guests from the last 2 years order forms that I had, I entered those. And then any more recent current party guests that I had, any addresses, I entered those. So that's how I came up with my initial mailing list. So I had approximately 300 that I felt like were good, valid customers and addresses. I did my initial mailing, and I would say probably, I don't know, 15 to 18 probably came back as wrong addresses. So I was able to clean those out. And now, you know, now I can stay on top of it. So every time I get a new PWS order, I go in and I update my spreadsheet. Every time I do a home party, I go in, you know, and I address, you know, I just keep it updated. So it's very simple to maintain once you get it initially going. I do a mailing every single month. Again, you don't have to do a mailing every month. You don't have to mail to every single person every single month. But what I found is when I started doing my mailings, it didn't initially, but my repeat customer orders have increased significantly. So it definitely has helped me increase my party orders or my customer orders. So I do feel like it's definitely warranted my effort and my costs. And then whenever a new catalog comes out, I just send the product list, which I trifold and put in a regular size envelope so that it's not as costly. And the other thing you could do, if just to even keep the cost down less, is you could simply create a postcard. I like to use Vistaprint and put new catalog has arrived. If you'd like a copy, contact me. That way you're not automatically mailing a showcase brochure out to everyone, only those who inquire. Or you could even say, check out our new catalog on my website and put your link, because they can view, of course, the catalog online. So there's lots of ways around it, but just to give you guys some ideas. Now, some of the things that I do, sometimes I send the warmer of the month brochures. Sometimes I send scent samples. Of course, the felt scent samples, or you'll want to send really thin ones so that you don't have to pay additional postage. I currently just had Bring Back My Bar postcards made that I made on Vistaprint so that I could have those to get mailed out the latter part of next month, so I can do that campaign. But there's all kinds of things. Sometimes I did once recently a Scentsy Go promotion. Buy a Scentsy Go, get a free pod when you contact me to place your order. So you can do personal specials this way too, or host a party in January. Maybe not January is not good because we already do promotions, but host a party in June and get a free additional half price or a free mini warmer of your choice, whatever you want to do. But because you're mailing it, you can get by with that. So this is just some things that to think about, or another way to increase your sales. And I have seen some really good success from that. Phone and text follow-up is a really, really great thing if you're not doing this already. And I have to say, now that hopefully all of you guys, because this just launched literally yesterday, hopefully you guys have been paying attention and have already done this, because now this is probably like obsolete in a screen. The Maven, M-A-V-E-N, corporate just released it yesterday. And that's a new app. So again, this is what you're seeing now is antiquated at the moment. Definitely take the time to get that app, and it is now your #1 follow-up tool. It is what you need to be using for your follow-up. I am hearing unbelievable things from consultants that have already started blasting it last night. Some have already gotten enough to put in for a party order just from last night's using it for follow-up. I mean, within an hour. I mean, it's crazy. So you guys definitely need to be using that app. Share your successes. Share the things you guys are doing with it, please, so that the rest of us can kind of learn along with you, because some of you know I'm technology challenged, so I need all the ideas and tips I can get. And I'm not even going to share this now because, again, it's obsolete. I should have removed it. Okay, also, create your own promotion. Let's talk about this. So the Stargaze warmer came out and it sold out within the first hour. I don't know, it was something crazy, like 90-some thousand the first hour it came out. Roadless Travel came out and it sold out like within the first day. Chasing Fireflies, same thing. Sometimes these warmers come out and corporate's like, what in the world's happened? They do their best to put these projections out and you guys just blow it out of the water. And it is so crazy. So in January of this year, when they were looking at our numbers compared to January of 2017, there was absolutely, positively no way we were going to come anywhere near what our company's numbers were in 2017 because of last year's Stargaze numbers. They were just so crazy, insane high. And therefore, our numbers were down in January of 2018 as a company whole. And what I'm getting at is what happens is somehow, some way, Scentsy comes out with something and our consultant base just goes crazy. They go crazy promoting it everywhere. I mean, it's every other post on my wall or my timeline is just newsfeed. It's just the Stargaze warmer. And the reality is, while that's great and wonderful and exciting, we too, as consultants, can come up with our own frenzy and have our own promotion and go just as crazy promoting it. Just to give you a couple of ideas, we don't always have to get on the tail of Scentsy corporate. We can come up with our own and get crazy about it and make it a big deal and get excitement and do our own thing to increase our own numbers. For example, right now, I mean, it's soccer season. I mean, everybody's going crazy. All the families are doing soccer from morning till night on the weekends. Well, guess what? Have you guys looked at your special section of your websites? We've got the goal warmer for $28. Every family member who has someone who plays soccer is probably going to give something to their soccer coach. Why are we not promoting this thing that's on sale? Why aren't we making it a big deal and targeting all these families and posting it like crazy, or whatever else is on the special section? You know, that should be something we should making a big deal and highlighting it and marketing it and really pushing those items. Now remember, they are obviously while supplies last. That's why they're on the special section. But we can make a huge deal of these things, guys. We have stuff on sale every single day on our websites. We don't need to wait for Scentsy to have a deal. We have deals. We just need to make a big deal out of them. Another thing is, for example, you know, you don't need me to sell 6 Scentsy soaks in order to get excited and to challenge yourself. Now, I enjoy doing that, and I love to give things away. So, I mean, I'm going to keep doing it. But my point is, if you're mid-month and you're like, darn, I'm not where I want to be with my business. Oh, my goodness, I want to get paid at title. I want to make more money. I really want to grow my business because I have things I want to do in this business. You know, then I got to shake things up. So I'm going to come up with myself, and I'm even going to challenge my team member, or maybe they're not my team member, but I really like this person I sat with at the meeting last month, or I met at the reunion, or whatever, and I'm going to see if she'll do this with me so we can have some competition. And we're going to have a competition to see which one of us can sell 15 mini warmers before the end of the month, and the other one has to buy us each other a Starbucks. Whatever, I don't know. Come up with your own thing. And then start blasting this via text message on your social media. This image here of the, and say, hey, I'm in a contest. The first one of us to sell 15 of these mini warmers, you know, is going to win the prize. Can you help me? Do you have a birthday gift coming up? Do you have a bathroom that doesn't have a night light? You know, get busy. Get on it, guys. I know you guys are capable. You know, have your kids have a competition. Hey, my 2 boys are having a contest to see which one can sell enough, you know, of these mini warmers. I'm telling you guys, if kids get involved, it's even more fun. So, you know, maybe you've got a consultant friend that lives in New York and you live here in Missouri. So I say, hey, the battle's on. East Coast, Midwest, which one's going to win? Let's do this. Help me win. So get creative. It'll help your sales. The other is the numbers lady. That's Stephanie. You guys probably know that too. We've got a couple others in the group that are really great with numbers. But she posts these things a lot, and I certainly am the last person to talk numbers. But my point is she's really good about sharing these bundles that she puts together on promotions. For example, the bricks, which we have all available right now except for the Pina Colada brick. She has talked about how you can bundle these together, and you can actually get the bricks for $16.25 instead of the regular price at $24. And she shares like the Scentsy Goes, and all the time there's different ways that she can combine and save these things to promote them to your customers by putting them in as party orders and really get the prices down. So remember, the more you can save your customers, the more they're going to have a loyalty to you and see you as someone they want to continue to do business with. So keep that in mind. Now these are special pricing, so they're personal specials. So you would need to post something like, hey, ask me about my brick special, ask me how I can save you money on your Scentsy, or you can text or mail any of these type things, or private message these type of things as well. Okay? And then just a few other things, of course. I'm not going to go into bookings, and I'm not going to go specifically into follow-up because those are separate trainings, but those are things we need to be always focused on. Follow-up, though, that new app I'm telling you guys, that is a huge, huge game changer in our business. So I can only hope you guys will make it. That needs to be one of your #1 priorities now. I'm talking today, tomorrow, #1 priorities. I hope you'll share if you guys get the app. I'll go on the group, say, hey, I got the app. It's awesome. This is what I'm doing. Please let us know. Next is another great thing that consultants all over the country are sharing. They are doing phenomenal with these WIF boxes. And these are monthly subscription boxes that they're doing. There is a group called the WIF box. And again, I have that group as a linked group to the Facebook group on Scented Bliss. If you'll find those, they are attached to our group now. So you can see those that I have linked, so you can easily just click to join. Same with the albums. There's a bunch of resources in our albums, guys, to help you guys with your business. And last but not least, I'm not sure how many, except for maybe I saw Becky constantly posting, participated in the Excuse Buster series that I posted in the last approximately 45 days, but it was a 30-day program that Becca Levi, one of my dear friends and Superstar directors, did a couple of years ago. And if you search Excuse Busters on our Scented Bliss group, if you're struggling with sales, if you need some mojo, if you just need to get back in the game, or if you just joined and you're like, no, I am truly going to like rock this business like nobody's ever seen before. I am going to be the Scentsy lady in the universe, whatever your reason is, and you just really, really want to make things happen with Scentsy, then I highly encourage you to start with the Excuse Buster series. Just search it in the group, start with day 1, and you will see things happen like never before. All 30 days are in there. You can do one at a time, as many as you'd like. And it's a fantastic opportunity, again, to take care of your business. I'm always available. We have some fantastic leaders in our family. I thank you guys for taking time to listen to this. Watch for Jackie Duran and Stephanie Breimer's training to also be uploaded here probably today or tomorrow, I would guess. And again, you guys are fantastic, wonderful, and I will watch for any questions that might appear. We will talk again soon.